here we are. Myself, Gary Gulati from Waratah Estate Agents, and next to me is Michelle from Maxima. Today we're just going to have a talk about Michelle. Everybody's talking about Canberra from last couple of weeks. AFR suggesting, Canberra is the next Sydney, Melbourne. Canberra actually beat Sydney, Melbourne last week. I think last month we were talking about 2.4% capital appreciation. So can you tell me a little bit, you being from Canberra, and we've been working together for like nearly a year now. So can you suggest our friends who must be watching this video why they should be considering Canberra over Sydney and Melbourne now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Canberra has been one of those markets that has kind of flown under the radar in recent years. I think Sydney's had some really good growth, and Melbourne as well. That's now started to taper off, and a lot of interstate and offshore attention is now being focused on Canberra for a number of reasons. One of the main reasons with Canberra, it is a very stable market, so it doesn't have the excessive booms and busts that some other capital city markets have.
Right.
You've got your growth, it's reliable growth, and it's always steady growth, so it's a steady investment, no stress investment.
Wow.
The other big thing about Canberra is the public service. So having the public service, we have the highest average income in all of Australia. So because of that income, tenants can afford to pay more rent. So we're finding most of our properties kind of in the apartment market. If you're achieving 5% net return, that's probably average. A lot of them are achieving a lot higher than that at the moment. So in comparison to markets like Sydney and Melbourne, you're getting that much higher return that's basically paying the property off for you.
Great. Michelle, even I was surprised when we visited Canberra with you, when you actually gave us the tour last year. I mean, I was surprised to see, you feel like Canberra is just a satellite city, there's not going to be much. But when you see actually suburbs like Belcannon, you see like Woden, geez, the amount of development going on there is unbelievable. And I think we sold a few in Belcannon, we sold a few actually, I think quite a lot actually in Adalia. So do you want to tell our investors actually who might be here watching this, why Belcannon or why Adalia? Let's just talk about, everybody knows Belcannon, but let's just talk about Woden, especially our project. I think we're talking Adalia, isn't it? So yeah, all right, if you want to brief us for something about that, Adalia?
Yeah, not a problem. So Adalia, this is an image of the Adalia development here. It's a development developed and constructed by Hindmarsh, so very large, very reputable national property developer. Within the Canberra area, it's a slightly unusual city the way it's actually been designed intentionally, and it's got almost sub-cities. So they're called town centres. This particular development is right on the fringe of the Woden town centre. So basically it's a little CBD outside of the Canberra CBD. And with that you've got your employment nodes, there's a major hospital, Westfield shopping centre. You've got everything there that any tenant would ever want. So from a rental point of view, we're finding that investors are really falling in love with this development, basically because they can buy, say, one-bedroom apartment for about $320, and then they're going to get high 300s return per week. So it really does stack up, and that's being such a good location as well. It's not only about return, it's about capital growth, because it's only going to get better. There's going to be more infrastructure, more urban renewal in the area, and when that happens, prices are just going to go up from there.
Fair enough. Yeah, very well said. Especially, actually, I think we sold more than 10 in Adalia, last month. Even when actually you gave us the tour of Adalia, and whenever some of our investors actually did visit the site, I was surprised. Wow, such a great suburb. Like when you talk about, as I was saying, Canberra, the perception have changed, things have changed. There is another project we're showcasing here today, Ischia.
Also a Hindmarsh development. That's a slightly different development location-wise. So it's basically in a city, fringe development. So location, you just cannot get any better. It's a very prestigious suburb. So for Canberra, it's in the suburb of Campbell. So it's got a lot of multi-million-dollar homes there. It really is. It's second to none location-wise.
All near the sort of AFP and all near the river
Yeah,
and all, isn't it?
yes.
It's very sought after, right? I believe, when you showed us the location last time.
Yeah, so
it was top-notch,
it's amazing.
blue chip.
It's blue chip.
Yeah.
So tenants they can walk to the work in the city.
Literally.
And also, it's very close to the precincts, Kingston and Manuka. They're very popular entertainment and dining precincts in Canberra, and I find a lot of people, they love going there for dinner and for drinks on a Friday night, but they don't necessarily want to live in that kind of busy, hectic environment. So Campbell is that kind of location. You're next door. But it's more peaceful, it's more prestige, it's not, having bars open until 2 o'clock in the morning. So it definitely is close to everything, but not too close.
That's another thing actually I did just here. Yes, you told us, we selling, first of all, we're very excited to have Iski on board. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the builder, the Hindmarsh? I know they are national builders, but just for the audience who must be watching this, it would be great, if you can give us a bit of insight, the areas of operation outside Canberra as well. That'll be great.
Yeah, no problem. So Hindmarsh was actually established in Canberra. So they are a local company essentially, but they have gone national. So they're a very, very large developer and construction company. So they build their own developments, which is always that surety that the person building it is the same person that's selling it to you. So there's a certain element of quality control there. Hindmarsh are very renowned for their quality of finish. So you will find that when you do walk into a Hindmarsh apartment, you can automatically tell.
Even I was surprised.
Exactly.
Last time,
And everyone says it. It feels extremely strong. They're immaculate. There's no marks in the paintwork. They're just flawless. So they do really take pride in their work, and they want their clients to be happy. So of all the developers I've worked with throughout my career, I really do have to say that Hindmarsh are really second to none.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, friends who are watching here. We're very sure Michelle have very nicely explained about the builder, about the project. So for further inquiries, you can contact Waratah estate agents or Michelle. We're working as a team. Michelle from Maxima. Do you want to sort of, Michelle, just if we have to wrap it up, what piece of advice for investors you can give us in terms of return or the vacancy rate? Just a quick snapshot. Why they should just probably in one teaser, why Canberra? Could it be just rental returns, or it could be the location? Just one last. You will be meeting a lot of investors today, so if we have to sort of explain them just in one line, why Canberra?
Yeah. I think there's probably two main reasons with Canberra. The one, as I said before, it's stable investment. So, if you're investing into a property, you may make a huge amount of money, or you may lose a lot of money. But I find anyone that buys in Canberra, they're very happy in the long term, because it's kind of that steady capital growth.
Very good.
And the other thing about Canberra is that, as well as a lot of people don't know about it.
That's the thing. Even I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just starting to see now interstate buyers doubling kind of every year. A lot of offshore investment. So people are starting to catch on that this is a top investment location. So I think people should really get in before everyone else finds out about
That's
it.
Right. Yeah, but sort of a gold mine rush.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, friends. It's lovely to hear from you, Michelle, and I'm sure Michelle and personally me will be more than happy to entertain any inquiries whatsoever. You can call us, Waratah Estate Agents, Maxima Group, and Michelle and me, Gary Gulati, will be more than happy to sort of entertain any inquiries whatsoever. Thank you, Michelle. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.